So, Club World Cup is officially done now, and you know what? I can't even be a hater. Shout out Chelsea. We all thought PSG was going to go all the way, but it seems like Todd Bowley and the band, Maresca, the boys, Cold Palmer, for the next first year, no, not first year, for the next 4 years, Chelsea is going to be considered the best club in the world. I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, they have spent billions and billions and billions of pounds, so I guess they had the squad depth to, just go all the way. Well, now that's out of the way. Preseason has started, and I feel like preseason isn't only for managers, players to, bed down tactics and formations and roles and fitness. But I also feel like preseason is an opportunity for us fans to get ready for the season ahead. And it's also silly season, transfer season. There's a lot of movement. And based on the movement that I am seeing, I can say that I expect next season across all the European leagues, I expect it to be highly competitive, because the level of talent that's available, irregardless of the transfer fees and this, that, and the other, but there's some really good talent. There's been really, really, really good recruitment by these clubs, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited more so because, and I remember telling a homie of mine, I feel like there is a transition happening in football now, and this transition, it seems like the players that we grew up watching and loving, they're sort of either on the edge of retiring, some have retired, but now it's time for the kids. And what I do love about these kids is that, technically sound. They've got the youthful arrogance. I mean, there's a lot of players that are under 23 right now that are ones to watch. And I'm excited. It seems like the old guard is passing the baton down to the younger guard, and I'm really excited for that. I've always believed in young players breaking through and really staking a claim. There's been a lot of stories that we've seen. For example, Bukayo Saka, Cole Palmer, who left City and made a name for himself at Chelsea, Desiree Doué, Vitinha, João Neves, Lamine Yamal. The list goes on and on and on and on. So I'm really excited for these players to really take the game by the scruff of the neck and just really become the new superstars, the new age superstars. The poster boys for that movement is obviously, your Judes, your Vinis, Rodrigos. There's so much talent available, and it seems like this new generation of player, I don't know, some of these players seem like they've been made in a lab, if I'm being really honest with you, because they're so good. And a lot of them started their professional careers super early as well, which I think is important. I do love it when players platform their kids and give them a real opportunity and a stab at things, and it bears fruit, because by the time these players are like 22, 23, these are seasoned professionals with experience as well. In my case, with Arsenal, being an Arsenal fan, that's always been a club ethos, and the bulk of the squad, the core of the squad, is a lot of youth players that were given an opportunity. I've mentioned Bukayo Saka. Martinelli also grew up at the club. You know, he was signed, I think it was signed by Emery, if I'm not mistaken. But irregardless, there's a lot of young talent in the team who are now, they have the experience, and you know, I hope they can push on to finally get you know, the major honors. Now, preseason, I have a love-hate relationship with preseason. I do get excited about following the various clubs that, you know, I support. Arsenal, Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs is in the Netherlands right now doing their preseason tour over there. And you know, South African Twitter South African football Twitter is such a funny space because South African fans are like, in my opinion, South African Kaizer Chiefs fans are being a little bit harsh. You know, it is preseason at the end of the day. There's a lot of, I think, tinkering that the coach still needs to do in Nabi. We've signed a boatload of players. A lot of players have left. I think the team is still in a phase where the coach is really trying to mold it into what he wants it to be. And, you know, speaking about that, I'll be very honest with you. In more recent years, I've kind of detached a little bit from Kaizer Chiefs. And the reason why I've detached from Kaizer Chiefs is just, I was just really unhappy with the club. I think we're a big club with a rich history in South African football. But I've always felt that, you know, the higher ups weren't necessarily, or they weren't doing things that made me feel like we're acting like a big club. And I guess, you know, I mean, we started European preseason tours last season. If I remember correctly, I think last season we were in Turkey. I can't remember exactly where we were, but Kaizer Chiefs Jr. is now the sporting director. And I guess he's young, he's fresh, and he wants to wake up the sleeping giants. And I hope that happens. So this season, apart from just following my regulars, Arsenal, Real Madrid, really Arsenal and Real Madrid, to be honest with you. I'm also gonna, and I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass, but irregardless, I'll always be a Kaizer Chiefs fan. I grew up in a Kaizer Chiefs household, but I want to pay closer attention to my local football club in South Africa. I love Kaizer Chiefs, and I really want to see Kaizer Chiefs reach the heights at which it once was. I hope the sleeping giant awakes, and it's going to be interesting. I want to familiarize myself with the squad, and also as a fan, you know, just do my assessment. But I'm going to give them a fair chance. I want to see if, you know, the club I grew up loving and supporting is as serious about itself as I am about it. And I want to fall in love again with Kaizer Chiefs. And hey, wish me luck. Preseason so far, I've been. Arsenal is gonna travel, I think Saturday. They're doing a Singapore, Hong Kong preseason tour. Real Madrid just came back from the Club World Cup, so I think the players will get a little bit of a break. Kaizer Chiefs, I think, are 4 games in now. I think it's 3 losses and 1 win. But it's not about the result. It's about, you know, getting the team ready for the season ahead. And I'm going to be optimistic about all my clubs this season, you know. Xabi Alonso, new manager of Real Madrid, has done amazing things at Bayer Leverkusen. So I'm excited to see how we can mold Real Madrid. Arteta, it would seem that, the appointment of Andrea Berta as the sporting director, there's been some good business that's been done. Controversial business, but I guess just as Arsenal fans, we've been starved of like marquee signings and signing players that we need at any given moment. If we need 5 players, we sign 2, this, that, and the other. But something within me really, really, really believes that we might, with the business that we've done so far, I think we'll surprise a lot of people. Kaizer Chiefs, hey man, in South Africa, as you know, Mamelodi Sundowns is king. Pirates is trying. I think squad for squad, Sundowns has the best squad. Pirates has the second best squad. And Kaizer Chiefs, okay, I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely happy with the squad, but I'll be paying attention, and hopefully Naby has the tools and he has the reign to really shape the team to what he wants it to be. So yeah, preseason, I'm excited, but then it also reminds me that I think the leagues only start like August or something like that. So, but yeah, let's stay tuned for preseason, and hopefully my clubs can come through for me.